If you haven't decided what to make for dinner yet, let me make things a little bit easier for you with this لحمة بصينية. If you have a bag of potatoes, ground beef, and 30 minutes, I don't want to hear any excuses. Let's go. We'll start with the potatoes because those need to be pre-cooked. These would traditionally be deep fried, but we're watching our macros over here, so you can either bake them or air fry them like I did. You can cut them into any size that you like. I did these half moons, but you can do wedges or cubes and then season with olive oil, salt, and pepper. Give them a toss and then air fry at 400 for about 15 to 18 minutes. They don't have to be fully cooked through at this point. And then we'll work on the beef. This is 2 pounds of lean ground beef, and my general rule of thumb for salt is 1 teaspoon of salt per 1 pound of ground beef. Then I add some black pepper and some very finely minced onions. These are almost pureed in my processor. And if you think that just salt and pepper is not enough seasoning, tell me you don't know how to cook without telling me you don't know how to cook. But if you wanted to add chopped parsley and 7 spice to this, you would have كفتة بصينية rather than just لحمة بصينية, which is an option as well. Now you could either shape the meat into logs like I have, which I personally think is more serving friendly, or you could just pack the meat down in one even layer on the bottom of the baking dish, which is a little less time consuming. Then nestle in the potatoes in between the meat, and then this is optional, but you could also add some sliced onions and peppers or whatever other vegetables that you like. And here's the best way to cut a pepper. You just cut off the top and the bottom first, then cut a slit into the pepper and slowly glide your knife against the inside of the pepper to remove all of the insides. And now you have this big blank canvas to cut however you'd like, strips, cubes, whatever you want. Add the onions and peppers to the top of the meat and potatoes, and if you had space in between, you could nestle them in between as well, but I didn't have any space. And then we'll work on the very simple sauce. It's just passata, which is strained tomatoes, and some water to thin it out. You could also use tomato paste or crushed tomatoes from a can, whatever form of tomatoes you typically like to use. Then we'll add a spoonful of red pepper paste. This one is mild, and here's another tip since I'm full of them today. Pour some olive oil on top of your jar of red pepper paste or tomato paste and then stick it in the fridge. The layer of olive oil will solidify and it'll prevent it from molding. We're also adding some salt and pepper to the tomato sauce, and optional is some garlic powder and onion powder. Give it a good mix and make sure that red pepper paste is dissolved, and then pour it all over the meat. Then cover it with some foil and bake at 400 for about 30 to 35 minutes, and then we're going to remove the foil, bake for another 15 minutes, and feel free to broil for the last few minutes. And then that's it. Now it's time to serve. You can either eat this alone with a side salad, or you could eat it with pita bread dipped into those juices, or you could eat it on the side of rice. This meal is so easy, so quick to put together, and it's always a huge hit with the entire family. It also holds up really well in the fridge, so if you're looking for a new meal prep idea, this is the one.